All right, so we'll start on our mats in a child's pose. So you can spread your knees out wide, your hips can come to your heels, and then reach your arms out long in front of you. Let your forehead rest onto the mat. We'll start to take some time here to center in our mind and body, ready to move today. But maybe feeling yourself stretch a little further into this child's pose by walking your hands out a little bit more in front of you. Maybe noticing the weight of your forehead on the mat. Maybe taking some time here to notice any areas of tension that you might be holding on to, whether it be the low back, somewhere in the neck. Try to see if you can focus on those areas today as we move around on our mat. And see if you can let some of that tension go. Good, we'll start to bring some awareness to our breath here. So inhale through the nose. Fill up the lungs completely. Feel your belly button drop towards the ground. And exhale, bringing that belly button back and squeeze all the air out. Good, another breath in through the nose. And exhale out the nose again. Keep your mouth closed. Listening to the sound of your breath as it exits the body. We'll take another deep breath here. This time open the mouth side out. Let your breath be audible here. And when you're ready, we'll make our way up to this tabletop position. So your hips come over your knees and your wrists are underneath your shoulders. Take some time here to maybe move freely, maybe bring one shoulder and hip together, stretching it into a side body and then the other. If you want to start making some circles with your hips. Good, and then we'll move into some cat-cows here, of course. So we're going to connect our movement to our breath. Our inhale drops the belly button low, look up. And then exhale around the back. Tuck the tailbone under. Good, inhale, drop it low. Fill up the lungs here. Exhale, squeeze those low ribs back in towards the spine as you arch your back. Okay, inhale. And exhale. Take these a few more times at your own pace. Maybe moving back to some free movement that comes naturally to you. Good, and then coming back to a neutral spine. The crown of your head reaches forward. See if you can grab onto that neutral spine, maybe engaging your low core. And then send your left toes back behind you. We're going to lift the left toe up just a little bit and then start to make rainbows in the back of your mat by placing your foot down towards the left of your mat and then reaching it over to the right. So you're crossing over that other leg. Good, move back and forth. squeezing the glute at the top. Check back into your core, see if you've let go of that, and try to see if you can get that back. Good. Next time you come back up to neutral, your left leg is off the mat, reaching towards the back of the room. Exhale, left knee in towards your nose, and then send your hip out to the side for a fire hydrant. And then send your left toes back behind you again, straight leg. Good, we're gonna take 3 more of those. So inhale, knee to nose. Exhale, fire hydrant. And then bring it back. Good, exhale, knee to nose. Fire hydrant. And then bring it back one more time, really squeezing at each stop. Good, this time left knee can come down to the mat. We'll take that on the other side. Right toes are gonna reach back behind you. Good, hold it here first. Engage your core, find your foundation. Good, and then drop your right foot over to the left, starting to make those rainbows, and then over to the right. Good, so you should feel your glute muscles squeezing at the top. See if you can get it up nice and tall. Good, take one more to each side. Then next time you come back to center, hold it here. Check back into your lower abdominals. Exhale, knee to nose, bring it in. Then out to fire hydrant. Then exhale back. Good, bring it in. Out. And back. Good, 2 more. Inhale in. Out. And then back. 1 more. Good, place both knees down onto the mat. Walk your hands out in front of you. We're gonna deep stretch of the hamstrings here. You're gonna walk your hands out nice and far. We're also opening up the shoulders. So keeping your hips above your knees, you're gonna let your chest fall down to the mat. Coming into your melting heart puppy pose. See if you can keep those hips on top of your knees. So maybe you walk your hands out a little bit more so that you can keep that angle. Good, slowly start to walk your hands back underneath you. Reach your right fingertips high towards the ceiling. And then exhale, brings your hand through, coming into a threaded needle pose. So come down onto your right shoulder. Your left hand can stay where it's at, or you can have the option to wrap it around, reaching towards your right hip. Good, same thing here. We're keeping those hips over the knees. Then imagine your top shoulder is opening up. Good, if your hand is bound behind your hips, bring it back up to the ceiling. And then bring your left hand underneath you to push yourself back up. We'll take that on the other side, so left fingertips come high. Then exhale, left hand through the right. Come down onto that left shoulder. Good, and then option to bind. Do a little half bind, bringing your right hand behind your hip. Good, exhale, your right hand high if it is behind your hip. And then place that right hand down onto the mat. Push yourself through, coming back up to your tabletop. We're gonna tuck the back toes underneath us, finding our first downward facing dog. Your hips reach up towards the ceiling. Your heels are reaching down towards the mat. Option to take a couple of knee bends, getting into those calf muscles. Good. Press through the hands. Find your foundation here. Your hips reach up towards the ceiling. Nice and long spine as your head reaches towards the ground. Good. We're going to come over to our high plank. So find your shoulders over your wrists. Maybe drop your hips a little bit more. Holding this high plank here. Good, we're gonna run through some chaturanga flows. I'll give you two different options. Take whichever one works for you. So exhale your knees down to the mat, untuck your toes, and then slowly bring yourself down to the mat, keeping your elbows in at your sides. Inhale, press through the palms, reach your chest up. Then exhale, your back toes under, and then push yourself back up to a table or a downward facing dog. Sorry for the jumble. Good. The other option is to inhale, shoulders over wrist. Feel free to do this one with me or do the one that we did before. Exhale, you're going to slowly start to shift your weight forward. And then exhale as you lower down halfway plank. Tuck your tops of the feet underneath you and then push yourself up to downward or upward facing dog. Good, tuck the back toes under. Exhale your hips high for downward facing dog. Good. Inhale the right toes high. Let's do some sun salutations here to start us off. Exhale, step your right foot in between your hands, drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Good, exhale, hands down to the mat and step forward. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Option 2, have a slight bend in the knees. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good, circle arms overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Step your feet back to your high plank pose. Move through your flow. Exhale brings you down towards the mat. Inhale, reaches the chest up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, other side, left toes long. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back knee, hook your thumbs and rise. Exhale, palms down and step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, take up space as you rise. Exhale, hands through to heart center. Good, reach out and long. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Moving through your flow, step the toes back. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale, chest comes up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, right toes high. Exhale, knee to nose, hold it here. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop the back knee. Hook your thumbs and rise. This time, right fingertips go back, left fingertips forward. Twisting over to the right. Good, inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, plant the hands and step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms overhead. All the way up to standing. Exhale, cactus the arms out to the sides. Baby back bend here. Press your chest forward. Good. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant the hands and then step back, moving through your flow. Always an option to skip a vinyasa flow and just meet us in downward facing dog. The left toes high. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, drop that back knee. Hook your thumbs and rise. This time twisting over to the left. Left fingertips come behind you. Good. Inhale, both arms overhead. Exhale, plant the hands, step forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, arms overhead. Good. Take another baby back bend here. Cactusing the arms open to the side. Good. Arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Separate your feet about hips width distance when you get here. Option to take a ragdoll forward fold. Let your head hang heavy. But if you want to play around with interlacing your fingers at the base of your neck, adding a little bit of weight onto the head to decompress the spine. Good. Wherever you are, place your hands onto the mat. Step your toes together. Inhale, halfway lift to prepare. Then exhale, plant the hands. Step your feet back to move through your flow. Meet us in downward facing dog. Good. Once you get there, take some time here, a couple of deep breaths. Centering back in before we move on to our sequences. Good. Take a deep breath through the nose. Then exhale, feel your belly button, your diaphragm move back down towards the ground. Good. Inhale deeply, fill up the lungs. Then exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. On your next inhale, right toes go high. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it here. Inhale, right toes high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. Keep that back leg lifted. Come into your crescent lunge. Good. So your hands are up overhead. Square off your hips. Both toes are facing forward. And then your back leg is nice and strong. Maybe you contract those quad muscles to straighten out that back leg. Good, we're gonna take a couple of lunges here. So exhale, let your left knee drop down to the mat. And then inhale, rise back up. Good, exhale, down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tap the knee. Good. Take 3 more. Nice and slow here, nice and controlled. Good. Next time you're in your crescent lunge, exhale, both hands down to the mat. We're twisting over to the right. Left elbow outside of right knee. But your hands can stay in a prayer. Maybe you reach your heel back just a bit in space, but still keeping that heel off the mat, the back heel. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat, frame that front foot. And then start to rotate forward, rock forward. As you lift those left toes off the mat, come in your standing splits. Good. Left leg is reaching towards the back of the room. Your standing leg is supporting you. Good. We're gonna hold it here for just a moment. Then place your right hand directly underneath your nose. We're moving into half moon pose here. If you have a block or some sort of support that you like to use, feel free to put that underneath your right hand now. And then left hand comes to your left hip. Slowly open up. So left hip stacks on top of the right. And then option to lift that left hand up towards the ceiling. Good, exhale, left hand down to the mat. Frame your front foot. Exhale, curtsy squat. And then inhale, you're gonna slowly rise up into your one-legged Tadasana. Good, take your time getting there. Wrap your hands around your shin when you get here. Give it a tight squeeze. Strong standing leg here. Good, exhale, left foot comes back behind you. Reach your fingertips in front. Coming into your airplane pose. Your hands can also come to your hips, or they can come to your heart. If you fall out, just come right back in. Good. Exhale, left foot comes down to the mat. Reach your arms overhead for one more mountain pose here. Good. You should feel your right hip, right leg completely waking up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step your feet back to move through your flow. Good, inhale, left toes high. Exhale, step your foot, knee to nose, hold it here. Inhale, left toes high. Exhale, step it through this time. Good, inhale, arms overhead for your crescent lunge. Good, find your foundation first. We're gonna move into our lunges. So drop the right knee down, and then come back up. Good. We're gonna take 8 of these here. Each time you come down, holding it for just a moment, and then each time you come up, really contract that back leg. Good, let's take one more. Then exhale, frame the front foot. Sorry, inhale, we're gonna come back into crescent lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, prayer through to heart center, twist over to the left. Right elbow outside of left knee. Good, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, frame the front foot, and then start to rock towards the front foot, lifting those right toes off the mat. Coming into your standing splits on the other side. Good, we're gonna hold it here for just 3 breaths. See if you can focus on bringing your head towards the ground, but staying strong in that top leg. Good, place your left hand underneath you, moving into our half moon pose. Right hand to your hip as you start to stack the right hip on top of the left. Right hand reaches high. Good, maybe playing around with lifting those left fingertips off the mat. To test your standing balance. Good, exhale, right hands down to the mat. Hold it here. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to nose, curtsy squat. Exhale, slowly rises you up into your one-legged Tadasana. Good, hands wrap around your shin, pull it in. When you're ready, feeling firm in your standing foot, send your right toes back behind you for airplane pose. Good, find your drishti out in front of you, a point to focus on. Good, exhale the right toes down to the mat, coming back into your crescent lunge. Reach the fingertips high. Exhale, plant the hands, step your left toes back to move through your flow. Good. Drop the knees down to the mat. Come into your child's pose here for just a couple of deep breaths. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, side out. Inhale brings you back up to your tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath. Find your downward facing dog. Good. Slowly start to walk your hands towards the top of the mat. Walk your feet, to your hands. Your toes can come to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale circles you all the way up to standing. Find your mountain pose here. Exhale, hands through to heart center. You can bring your eyes to close. Good, take a deep breath here. And then exhale. So we're gonna take a variation, opening up the hip, doing a piriformis stretch. We're gonna do airplane into figure four standing. So starting at the top of your mat, bring your right leg in. Sorry, let's bring the left leg in to start. We were just on my left leg. So left leg comes in toward your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Good, find your balance on your right standing leg. And then when you're ready, exhale, left toes come back behind you, coming into your airplane pose here. Good, hold it here for a moment. And then exhale, swing that left leg through, coming back up. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hands can come to your heart center. And then you're gonna sink those hips back, coming into your standing figure four. But see if you can maybe sink the hips just a little bit lower, stretching into that left hip. Good, slowly come back out. And place your left foot on the mat. We'll take that on the other side. Inhale the right leg in towards your chest. Give it a tight squeeze. Good, when you're ready, send those right toes back behind you, moving into your airplane pose. Good, when you're ready, swinging that right leg through, then bringing it up over that left knee. Good, hands can come to your heart, and then start to sink back into this pose, opening up that hip. Good, find a point out in front of you to focus on to help you balance. Good, when you're ready to come out of that, arms come overhead, right foot steps to the left. Exhale, forward fold. Good, we're gonna deep stretch of the hamstrings here. So separate your feet a little bit wider than hips width distance. And then bring your left hand down to the mat. Deep bend into that left knee. Good, and then reach your right arm high. You should feel a nice stretch in the right outer leg, all the way down to maybe the knee. Depending on kind of, maybe play around with moving your hip in space to see if there's a different way that you can position it to really feel this stretch. Good, exhale the right hand down to the mat. Bend into the right knee. Lift the left fingertips high. Take 2 deep breaths here. We'll do that again on each side. Good, exhale, left hand down, deep bend into the left knee, right fingertips high. On your next exhale, switch out the arms. Last time on this side. Left fingertips come high. Good, both hands down to the mat. Step your toes together. Plant your hands and step your way back to a high plank pose. Good, we're gonna come down onto our forearms, onto a forearm plank, and just hold it here for about 30 seconds. Good, making sure the hips are nice and low. Your spine is neutral all the way from the crown of the head down to the tailbone. And then continue to breathe when you get here. Good, we're gonna be moving into a Sphinx pose, so set up your arms and then slowly let your hips drop down to the mat. Your fingertips come long out in front of you. Shoulders are directly over the elbow. Just taking a passive extension here. Good, when you're ready, we're gonna come all the way down onto our belly. We're gonna just work a little bit on the back muscles. We did a lot of glute work earlier. We're gonna continue to do a little bit of that. So bring your arms directly out in front of you. We're gonna be taking diagonal locust poses. So what that means is one leg reaches up while the opposite arm reaches up, and then you'll switch. Good, so we'll take about 8 on each side. So your forehead can rest on the mat. Mine's gonna be up because I wanna be able to count out loud for you. So start to lift your right arm and left leg up off the mat, squeeze at the top, and then exhale the hand and foot down. Take that on the other side, left arm and right leg, reach up, and then exhale, comes down. Good, 7 more on each side. Really squeeze at the top. You should feel your glutes. Working to get that leg nice and high. Nice, slow, and controlled. Good, 3 more on each side. 2. Last one on each side. Good, you can bring your arms to your back, let your ear rest on the mat. Good, and then just to round it out, bring your other ear down to the mat. Good, and then bring both hands underneath you. Press yourself back up, and then come to a comfortable seated position, however it is that you want to get there. Awesome, so we really worked into the legs, the glutes, kind of the back side of the body today. So we'll start here in a comfortable seat. And just start to twist from one side to the other. Bringing opposite hand to opposite knee, so you can reach the crown of your head up towards the ceiling to extend that spine. Good, and then bring both soles of your feet out in front of you. We're going to take a bound angle forward fold. If you need supports underneath your knees, feel free to grab some pillows to place right here. Start to sit your hips back behind you. So you're really sitting on kind of the fronts of your sit bones. And then slowly start to walk your hands out in front of you, letting your forehead come down to the mat. Well, it's obviously not going to touch. I probably should have just said let your head hang heavy. But imagine letting your chin go straight to your chest. Maybe your eyes gaze towards your belly button. Really feeling the back of the neck open up here. Start to walk yourself back up. Bring your knees in towards your chest. And slowly lay down onto your back, maybe using your core to get there. Good. We're going to take eagle legs pose today. So bring both knees up towards the ceiling. Your feet are off of the mat here, and then cross your right leg over your left. And then you can stay here, or if you want to grab for the ankles, you can start to pull yourself in, pull your knees in towards your chest. Whatever leg is on top, so the right leg for me, I feel this deeply into the right piriformis, the right outer hip. Good, come out of that, untwist the legs. Find the other variation with your other leg on top. Good, and then let your knees come in toward your chest. Awesome, come out of that once more. Let's take a happy baby. Hold onto your big toes with your two-piece fingers, and then option 2, rock back and forth here. Letting the insides of the hip joint open up. Good, keeping hold of your right leg, send your left toes long towards the ground. Good, and then option 2, take a supine figure 4. So you're gonna cross your right ankle over your left knee, and then just let your right knee fall out to the side, so opening up into that right hip. Good, see if you can keep that left hip onto the ground. If you feel it starting to come up, See if you can push it back down towards the ground. Really focus on this outer hip first. Good. We'll untwist from that. So the right toes along this time. Left ankle over the right knee. Just letting gravity push that left knee down towards the ground. Maybe you bring your hands to your low belly, feeling yourself breathe in and out. Like when you're ready, uncross that left leg. And then just send it long. We'll come into our final resting posture. Your hands come to your sides. Get comfortable on your mat. Feel the back of your head resting into the ground. Good, your eyes can come to close here. Take some time for yourself to surrender into this posture. Your body deserves the rest that this can give you. But if you're ready to move on with your day, you start to wake up the toes and the fingers. Wiggling them, shaking them out. But bring both knees in towards your chest. Curling yourself up into a ball on your mat. Maybe rocking from side to side. When you're ready, rolling off onto one side in fetal position. And slowly pushing yourself back up to a seated position. However you want to get there, taking your time. Closing your eyes once you get there. Maybe letting your hands rest on your knees. Or coming to touch in front of your heart. And showing yourself some love and gratitude for carving out some time to give to yourself today. Hope to see you again all soon. Namaste.